Hey there, everybody. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today we're going to get into some sad news. And this morning I was scrolling on Google as I normally do, and I saw an article about Harold setting up a GoFundMe for Michaela because she is fighting cancer. So I started to read the article. It was from In Touch, and I was getting like real emotional reading it. So then I just decided to look up the GoFundMe, and there is quite like a lengthy description. Harold is the one who set it up for her. So far, they've already donated $12,098, and that's when I'm recording this. This morning when I looked, it was 11,000. And this just goes to show how wonderful people thought that she was. And I mean, I really do still care, obviously, about this, both of them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to read the GoFundMe that Harold wrote, and you can really tell that he wrote it. And I'm going to try to get through this without tearing up, and if I do, I'm sorry, but I was going to cry eventually on here. So, he starts off saying, "Hello, this is Harold from a popular TV show. I am fundraising for Michaela. Life is more unexpected than fiction. I fell in love with this woman on camera. On the last day of filming, when I was to meet with her off camera for the first time, she had to cancel. From an all too brief 1-minute phone call, she told me, 'I am out at the hospital, about to undergo surgery.' I heard tears in her voice as she said, 'I have ovarian cancer and won't be able to have children.' Her voice quivers as she tells me, 'I want my family.' I am stunned." See, it's already getting hard, but Harold is such a beautiful writer. Anyway, I called the cast and matchmaker, but no one had any idea. And they offered their heartfelt sympathy and prayers. I am so grateful to the Czech Republic side crew for being able to deliver flowers to her for me. I felt so helpless. I could do nothing at the time, so I returned to Prague from her hometown, where we had just finished filming our goodbye scene that day. For the rest of the filming, I chose to stay silent about what I had learned about her cancer. Whew. Breathe. Okay. It's not my story to tell. The sadness in my eyes in the scene where I am wearing a suit is from this. The show was wonderfully and kindly cut so as not to share this either. This happened at the end of July 2020. And that just goes to show we don't really know what's going behind the scenes. And she was such a positive, like, beam of light the whole time she was on there. Like, I never would have known. And I'm so glad that they respected her privacy and things, and, didn't make that a storyline, because they really do, like the thing recently with Sheila and David. I felt like that was almost too much to show. So I'm glad that they, probably respected what she asked for. Okay. See, when you cry and you have makeup like me, if you tilt your head back, it doesn't mess up the makeup. So, there's a tip for everybody. He continues with, fast forward a few weeks, I learned she had her ovaries and womb removed. We conversed back and forth for a bit, and when she was ready, she shares her scars over the camera. My heart breaks. Now I can't see. Okay. But I fully understand why she would not be my girlfriend. She did not know the future and did not want to put me through such pain and loss. Fast forward months, she learns she has stomach cancer and will be on chemo treatments every 14 days for the rest of her life, of which I have no idea how long she has. See, I didn't finish reading any of this because I wanted to do it with you guys. So, first time here. We continue to text back and forth, and we converse at length a few times a month, depending on how she's feeling. I continue sending messages several times a week, wishing for her recovery. Fast forward to a few weeks ago. As we continued to converse, I learned her financial situation is dire. She is on a fixed income and struggling to pay for necessities. So we come to now. Michaela is so kind and sweet. She is so nice, and she would never ask for herself. Being true to myself, I want to help my dear friend. Let's rally together in this GoFundMe campaign to ease her burden and restore her dignity, showing her she's not alone in this journey. The money will be used to help with her debts, living expenses, and improve her quality of life. I've put a goal at $20,000. While I don't expect to raise enough to cure her cancer or increase her options for treatment, I hope to raise enough to help pay her living expenses so she can focus on her recovery. Wow, so that's a lot to take in, you guys. Harold is such a great person. Like I said, you don't see people this genuine and nice often on these shows. Match Me Abroad was different in the way that it wasn't like a bunch of toxic people, well, besides Chad, but it wasn't a bunch of toxic people in relationships. And I was, and I'm still genuinely invested in these people. And I just feel so sorry for her and so bad for her because, I mean, she's very young to be dealing with this. She just made me feel happy seeing her on the TV. And I was hoping to see them again, see her get to come to America and see New Mexico with Harold. And, it doesn't sound like that's ever going to be an option. It sounds like, it's just a waiting game at this point. So with that being said, let me know how you guys are feeling about this. And, hopefully we can comfort each other. And I am going to go ahead and link the GoFundMe below. And feel free to, look at it, donate, share it, whatever you feel is necessary or called to do. I think this is really hitting me so hard because, as a woman, this is very scary. This could happen. The possibility of losing your ability to have children is always scary, whether or not you want or have them. And recently I had mentioned, I don't know if it was in a comment or in the video, but I had a medical procedure done. What I had done is called a colposcopy, and I'm going to go ahead and explain that a little bit. So if you don't want to hear about that, that's all right. But basically what they do is they scrub your cervix with vinegar and look in there with a microscope. And you're awake for all of this, by the way. They look in there with a microscope for abnormal cells. They're checking for cancer. I had this done 6 years ago. And, they had done some biopsies and everything was okay. And I had it done a couple weeks ago. A week ago, last Friday. And it was awful. It was so painful. I was in pain for 2 days, I went in and they had found one spot that they had to biopsy. And when they do that, they kind of just it's almost like they pinch it or clamp it off. It hurts real bad. So I was waiting for these results. Luckily, you know, they came back benign, and that's what we were expecting. I'm very young, but unfortunately, I have issues that make me higher risk for that type of cancer. So reading this after going through that is just heartbreaking, and I wasn't trying to make this about me. I just thought I would share with you guys, you know, how I can relate. And if you guys have stories that you can relate, please let me know. I love connecting with you on here. I'm going to go ahead and stop crying or try to. If there's like any more updates about this, I'm for sure going to let you guys know what I find out. And, you know, just take care of yourself. Go in for your pap exams, go in for your screenings, your colonoscopies, stuff like that, because you never know what could happen, and it's better to be like safe and over vigilant than, you know, end up really sick and not know it. And I'm not saying she did that, and that's like not at all. I don't know her, you know, history. I just know that when I was going through this, the doctors told me that a lot of women skip their like paps and yearly exams and, you know, stuff like this. There isn't generally symptoms until it's too late. And some of that could be prevented if you just, you know, go get checked out. I'll be doing it again next year, you know, to make sure everything's still okay. And I pray for Michaela and Harold, because he's doing everything he can to help her, and I think it's going to be really hard for him to go through this. So, yeah. You know, like the video if you want, and please let me know what you think. I'll be back later with, you know, something a little more lighthearted, hopefully. So, thank you guys. Don't forget to take deep breaths and take care of each other and hug your family. So, bye.